Gaining weight isn't the problem. It's a survival skill keeping you alive by sacrificing your waistline to save your heart. If you're watching this, you probably feel like you're failing. You look in the mirror and ask, am I lazy or undisciplined? Let's put that shame to rest right now. You're not lazy, you're not broken. Eat less, move more is a lie. They gave you a calculator when you needed a chemistry set. Today, we're going to stop doing math and start fixing the mechanism. First, I'm going to show you why your body refuses to let go of fat. Second, we're going to expose the biological signal that's locking your energy stores. Third, I will give you one instruction that actually works to access the energy you already own. Please subscribe. To do that, we have to completely change the way that you look at the fat that's sitting on your body right now. Think of your body fat as a savings account. A simple way of looking at this is that your body's job is to separate the toxins from the food you eat. So that'd be the excessive carbs, the oxalates, any plant toxins that come in, separating that from the actual nutritional stuff that your body wants to use. By doing that job well, fat is added to the savings account. Here's the reality. You have enough fat stored on your body right now to take months of vacation, but you can't stop working because high carbohydrate foods and high toxin containing foods keep coming in. So you want to stop working, you want to take a few days off, but you're working all the time. And what's worse, you're exhausted. You're hungry all the time, right? You're constantly working, tired as heck, hungry. The reason you can't stop working is because the food coming in is extremely high in toxins. It's just that simple. This is where the hormone insulin steps in. The rule is quite strict. You can't stop working while there's toxins coming in, which means that we never get to take any of the fat out of the savings account, right? We don't get to take some fat out and go do something fun. You're forced to keep working, processing all that incoming food, basically working all the time instead of relaxing and spending some of that wealth that you've already built up. But you might say to me, but Violet, I eat healthy. And this is where the math fails us, right? The diet industry tells us to eat whole grains and fruit, the vegetables and legumes, all the things that are super healthy. But those are the very sources of the toxins that I'm talking about. The standard American diet guidelines recommends 225 grams of carbohydrates a day. That breaks down into 45 teaspoons of sugar that you're putting in your body that will end up in your blood. Your bloodstream can only handle 1 teaspoon of sugar at a time. So 45 teaspoons coming in, that is actually problematic. That's a huge emergency. So insulin steps in, and insulin has to shove some of that toxic overload that's coming in into fat cells to save your heart, to save your eyes, to save all the internal organs, and is protecting you from damage, Wellness Warrior. The bottom line, your fat cells are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're protecting you. As long as we keep eating healthy, high carbohydrate, high toxin foods, we're going to be working our body's just working, and it's exhausted. But it's saving you, right? That savings account is super full. You can't use it, right? Because you're working all the time. You can't go on vacation if you're working all the time. Now, there's no mystery here. I need us to understand that. The math never mattered. That calories in, calories out stupidity, it never mattered. We are biological systems running on hormones and chemistry. Focusing on why we can't lose weight is focusing on the wrong question. What we really need to ask is, are there any foods that have little to no toxins? If we ate those, would that be helpful to us? And you know what? The answer is yes. There's a complete category of foods that provide high energy without any toxic load that, just puts everything in storage and leaves us working 24/7. When we eat meat, fish, poultry, and eggs, so real food, we are fueling our body without the toxins that force the body to store fat all the time, that keeps us working all the time, that, right? Because there's no toxic spike of sugar or other toxins coming in, there's no toxic spikes. Insulin allows energy to be removed from fat storage easily. So we can put some energy in and we could take some energy out. The problem is that when we focus on calorie counting, that tricks us into eating low calorie carbs, right? Because carbs have less calories than protein and fats do. And then, of course, when we do that, we initiate that process of fat storage again. So basically, we're working all the time again. When our body stores those carbs away, we are trapped in a constant state of hunger. That's the other problem with this calorie lie that we live. Our body has no way of measuring calories, by the way.
It all depends on hormones because our whole body runs on hormones. Our body has no calorie receptors, right? There's no cell receptor that says, oh, here's a calorie. This is what I'm going to do. Our body runs on hormones. Those are instructions as to what to do, how much to pump blood, how much body heat to generate. Everything in our body is run on hormones, not calories. So ignoring the hormonal side of things is not a great idea.
Our weight is going to rise because A, we are storing everything that comes, all those carbs that come in, we're storing them as fat. But B, we are super hungry and our body just keeps sending us out for more food because we've been storing all the energy that's coming in fat. Do we see the problem with doing this? Our weight is rising. We are confused. We are doing everything we're told. It's not working. The diet industry is laughing. They've taught us that food is just calories. Some of them are higher in calorie and some of them are low. It's not true. It's not true at all. Food has nothing to do with calories. Your body doesn't have a calorie receptor. What it has are hormones that react differently to protein, fat, and carbohydrate. Carbohydrate incoming, sounding the alarm and sending your body off to store some of that stuff because we're going to be in trouble if we don't. We need to change our definitions, Wellness Warrior. Food is actually instructions. Our hormones react to that food, so our hormones take directions from the foods that we eat. High carb foods tell our bodies, store fat. It tells our bodies, do not let energy come out of storage. We need to put it in. Where low carb foods allow us to use energy appropriately. Low carb foods allows us to build our body and so basically to not just build structure, but heal structure. We can't heal when we're like fighting with our body about carbohydrates. You aren't restricting yourself by skipping the oatmeal, is the point I'm trying to make here. You're protecting yourself from the signal that would have forced your body to start storing fat again. When you stop eating high carb foods, your body fat stops being a burden and it becomes a resource, right? Because we can actually start using it. Because when we eat real food, our body can actually access this massive reserve of energy that we walk around with all the time. I had 80 pounds on me. Okay, maybe some of that was water weight, but I had like at least 70 pounds of fat that I could have been accessing for years when I was walking around hungry all the time, trying to eat calorie restrictions to manage my weight. And it never worked, Wellness Warrior, because it couldn't work. The access that we get when we eat properly is a game changer. When your body finally is fueled by its own storage, the biological need to constantly eat just disappears. You're not chasing food 24/7 because you're not hungry all the time. That noise in your head that's constantly wondering what you're going to eat next just it stops. You gain your brain back, right? I mean, you could go for hours without thinking about food, which I love that part. But second of all, your body is running healthily. So by not being a dieter anymore, because dieters count calories and numbers, right? And they kind of hope things are going to work out. By putting that idea down and being a strategist, right? That you're managing the inputs to get the right outcomes. If I eat a lot of carbs, my body is in storage mode. If I eat animal products, meat, fish, poultry, eggs, which is a combination of protein and fat, my body can actually store and withdraw from the energy that's there, and my health is maintained. Now, if you're going to be the strategist, you need a plan. You need to know how to structure your eating so that you're never left guessing or hungry. So I have a video right here that shows you exactly how to build a meal plan that keeps your energy high and the toxins out. So click on that link and I'm going to see you over there.